First of all, I would like to ask Olga Zhovtonog on behalf of Irpin Basin to provide us with a nice presentation on behalf of your river.
Dear colleagues, it's a very pleasure to me to be here and to present our pilot and share with you about our situation, current situation, what happened in Basin, and how we like to use this opportunity of cooperation with ECR in our further activities in the Basin. So we called our even presentation Innovation Inspired by European Practice. It's really already during two last meetings with ECR we have inspired with many examples and cases from other countries. So now our team that we created in our institute established new national center and supported by Irpin River Basin Management Department, we moved this pilot for more new innovative approaches to be implemented in the future. So this Irpin River, it's very specific. It's located exactly near Kiev, 2 million people population, so a huge anthropogenic loss in the basin. All river, it's almost artificial, channelized, and with a lot of dams, and but there are still many beautiful corners of wild nature. It's really big potential that doesn't use yet. So need to care, to restore what is possible, and to involve people to do. And we have nice conditions for this now in Ukraine, because government start to implement water framework directive, not yet in full value, but in some cases it already works, and establish new water basin, river basin management department all over Ukraine. And there is big program, government program, it's called Dnipro program, Irpin River Insight. So we have opportunity to look for funds from this program for our basin. So what happened in our basin? During last 10 years it was a lot of work, and last work was done by our institute, and we developed integrated water resource management plan with a lot of measures inside, how to manage water, land, how to restore river, but majority of these measures are technical, construction, what to do with drainage, and all this far away from real space, from real land owners and land use. So we now like to fill this gap and put our measures onto the land. And for this we need really new approach, and how to balance agriculture activities, restoration, and how to provide more place for river, for nature in our basin. So for this we look forward how to use simulation, to simulate land use scenarios with new techniques, GIS, and how to involve new established water boards with participation of stakeholders to discuss with them these scenarios and how to improve this plan that it can be really implemented measures according to situation with private land ownership. So now our regional authorities like to develop or to organize public hearing and really work with participation of people to involve them in these activities. So, but simultaneously, region water management department care in, about construction, continue working on maintenance and repairing. It's all activities exist in parallel. So we try to combine all what we hear from other countries and develop a kind of tool basket with many experience, many methods that we can observe in other countries, in other pilots. So this kind of number of knowledge that we really feel very close to our situation, that we can check, we can adopt to our situation, and work for more strategic territorial planning, care for nature more, use new techniques, software for modeling, and I think new tools of land water consolidation with land banking. It's very nice to implement in our basin to make it happen really, river restoration in it. As well as more room for river from many countries. It's now very common disseminated approach. in, and without stakeholders' involvement, this all is impossible. So we mentioned some basins, some projects that we inspired to use this knowledge in our basin. And yesterday we were in the session about cost-benefit analysis. It's very useful for us to then finally to convince stakeholders and government to allocate money to make co-financing for these new plans. So this is our other process, this process that we also learned from projects. It was project with SICE Institute, European project on scenario development, and we try to now to organize the same process in our basin. So it will be parallel two lines of development, communication, interactive communication with stakeholders, and modeling of scenarios of land and water management to protect river nature and to provide sustainable agriculture in a place where it is really necessary. So this kind of experience that we start now to implement it in our basin. So there are many places with problems in our river that link with land. You can see this one of tributary of Irpin, where land use is very close to the reservoir, to the river, and not enough place for, not room for river, not room for to protect all biodiversity. So this problem we now look how to solve and how to use instrument of land consolidation really to create these buffer zones and to maybe change land use and different type of activities, maybe not obligatory agriculture, maybe people can have benefit from recreation activities, so on. The same with dams, need again to monitor all dams because there are so many reservoirs, dams, and maybe not all of them are necessary in our time. Maybe some of them can be removed, moved out, and new floodplain can be developed. So we look for special small project to learn, to train, to experiment on this approach. And it can be in tributary of Irpin, and for this you can see the objectives of this future pilot project, and we look forward that ECR help us with your advice from your pilots to organize this project and work together and maybe develop new innovation to be a laboratory for ECR in our Irpin to collect this knowledge and implement a new unique situation in Ukraine. So this list of all activities that we look forward, and we hope very much for your support, understanding, and that you can come to Ukraine to support us and work together in this issue. Thank you very much.